Boxy, this is not your jungle. Doll, Bassoon, and Whisper all have something to say about it. Ganja is trying to escort him out. He's not able to. Riz is going to flash in the backside, finds one as the shutdown.
Huge
as
play for Riz.
Welcome to the LCC, where casual League players just like you compete against each other for the League Community Cup. And for today's matchup, we have Gets on Base versus League of Liquor, Game 1.
So wait, what? Sion is banned, but Alawi is left up. This is crazy. He's just going to pick Alawi. Vel'Koz and Ahri bans coming out. I don't understand the Ahri ban. Okay, I've got questions. Hui, Jinx, and Udyr banned on the other side for Gets on Base. So respecting the Hui, that makes a lot of sense. I think that is Clone's best mid laner. Jinx for Riz, then Udyr for Boxy. Nautilus is the pickup here. An interesting fact coming into me from my stats analysis team, Bassoon and our Sexy. Nautilus has a 0% win rate in Season 2 of the LCS so far, or the LCC. So picked many times and 0% win rate. Gator is in here.
He also had a 0% win rate in the LCS.
Aphelios, Sejuani. So Nautilus Aphelios, that's a decent kill lane. Seraphine Ashe is definitely they're gonna have the push and the range advantage. Will Aphelios be able to survive with the red gun? I don't remember the name of it. We'll have to see. But both Maokai and Sejuani potentially doing very similar things for their team, being that frontline engage. I'm expecting this Maokai to go onto Whisper, but we'll see. And a mist ban comes through.
Braum was the hover, and then missed the lock-in, so potentially that was supposed to be Braum. What are we seeing in the chat here? Alright, we're seeing a gentleman's agreement in the chat that this is Silas ban.
Silas was the 4th ban.
To be clear, that does not have to be agreed to by the other team, but they are going to agree to with each other, and we can respect the sportsmanship. That's
gentlemen,
fine.
Okay.
So this misban is Silas for number 4.
And Alawi is
Alawi ban does come through.
I do like to see that. So they actually get away with not banning it in the first rotation. And this is probably a blind mid, like an Orianna mid would be safe here into a top lane counter pick. I think that would make a lot of sense.
I mean, for League of Liquor to go for a blind top, they may go for a counter pick top.
That's what I mean. I think this would be a blind
They may
mid
go
like
for
Orianna. Yep, and there's the Orianna hover, and Orianna is locked in. And so now, what is Gets on Base going to play into anything that Matt can serve up? They also need to answer the Orianna with Ahri banned out. That is a traditional answer. So we could see something like a Syndra come through.
I was thinking the same thing. Syndra is another traditional answer to Orianna, and Azir.
Veigar, okay. And Garen is pretty much insta-locked in.
Darius coming out, so definitely wanted to see an aggressive top. Darius would fill that role. I also wouldn't be shocked to see something like a Volibear as a go-to here.
We'll see what they actually end up locking through. But so far, I really like actually both of these teams. I think the Sejuani Nautilus on the side of Gets on Base is going to allow the Aphelios kind of the space that he needs. Veigar box is going to provide a lot of zone control for them to find their fights, and Garen should be able to just do Garen things, either in the team fights or in the side lane. Orianna Maokai is a great combo, and Ashe Seraphine is a known quantity lane. The Ashe ult into the Pantheon ult could be nice synergy there. We'll see how these teams play together. I think I see what both of these teams did with their draft. We'll have to see if it actualizes, because we are into the games. You with me, Jason?
I'm here.
All right.
I was paying attention to the chat.
Let's do it.
So we're gonna see a 5-point defense from both teams. We have 4 wards going down for Gets on Base, really making sure that they can see what Whisper's up to in the jungle.
Yeah, a
not
lot of
going to
respect
get
for the
caught
level
out by
ones.
any early game shenanigans.
Yeah, these level 1s have been crazy. And so I actually like that we've got the remaining top 5 plays of the week to play after this game. But let's get into this game. It looks like Whisper is going to be starting his top side, and this is a gank path that he has kind of come to own here, where he kind of takes his top.
I don't know if you missed it, but we had
down.
a bit of a peace dance in the mid lane to start off the game. Hope and Clone showing a bit of respect to each other. But yes, as you mentioned, Whisper is be starting alone in the red side. No leash, and Dahl and Bassoon will be making the most of that, getting the lane early. Not deciding to pull a creep wave, but just going to allow it to come to them and play it out passively for now.
Yeah, what lanes do we want to watch here? Ganja already does have
I'm most excited about top lane.
Yeah?
Unless the hook comes down from Gator Kai, I think bot lane and mid lane are going to be pretty boring.
I mean, I think they are about to hit level 2 here, so we could see some sort of hook here from Gator as the minions are about to
top side from Matt Apex, flash forward onto Ganja Green and drops his ignite as well. Ganja Green dropped under half HP, but a hook down bottom from Gator Kai on a Bassoon.
Bassoon is chunked down. I'm looking in the wrong place at the wrong time as action happening across the map. Gator obviously landing a nice engage. Just going down top side. Ganja is in a lot of trouble, and First Blood is going to go over to Matt. And so already this early pickup here proving to pay dividends. He's already got First Blood and a huge CS lead, and Ganja has no teleport. So stuck walking as a lot of his wave is going to just burn under tower.
Yeah, Ganja's still level 1. Matt
Gator lands another hook onto Dahl, and Riz is here to pump in as much damage as possible. Nice distance Q landing, but a decent trade back from Dahl here on the Seraphine, and Riz will have to heal up before their next engage. But Gator is 2 for 2 so far on the hooks.
Nope. Yep, it was 2 for 2 so far on the hooks. Gator will whiff one into the back line of the creep wave and take some punishment for it. It's a tale of two lanes, as you like to say, top and bot. First Blood going down from Matt Apex. Ganja Green walking back to lane level 1. Will manage to collect some of this wave and push it back out for himself. The Matt Apex feeling comfortable with the First Blood and a bit of an experience lead. He'll walk back to lane to catch the bounce. Bot lane, last time we saw, I believe it was Ezreal and Seraphine? Was Dahl? No, it was Ezreal Vel'Koz. And this time we're running Bassoon on Ashe with Seraphine. Again, another passive scaling lane out of the League of Liquor bot lane with Hope moving to the mid lane.
First gank is going down as Boxy engages onto Hope. The box is already down here from Clone, and Hope was able to sidestep almost all the damage, so now Boxy could be in too far. He should have to burn his flash here. We'll see if he gets away. He does burn flash, but it's too little too late as Hope is going to flash forward to secure the kill. Clone missing another Q here onto Whisper as the Twisted Advance comes through, and it's a double kill and a nice trade going over to the side of League of Liquor. So they win the 2v2, and then top side, it's another kill for Matt as the Pantheon shield comes up just in time. This Pantheon is 2-0. Ganja trying to trade out, trying to turn the tides back in his favor, but League of Liquor storming ahead, 2k up.
Trying to force it in. The hook goes down bot lane.
Yep, Gator with a nice hook, but Whisper is here. And Whisper should just run this down. The Twisted Advance comes out, and so the flash is too little too late. That'll be a burn down. Riz is trying to turn it onto Whisper. Whisper still has his flash. So he'll flash out. The flash forward. Bassoon has to flash out. He's pushed back, and Riz ends up flashing into his death there. And it looks like this could be a quick stomp as League of Liquor 6 kills in 5 minutes. Already almost 3k gold up. They came out firing out of the gates.
Yeah, bot lane was looking strong up till now. Riz and Gator finding several hooks and keeping themselves even in CS, but those 2 kills are really going to hurt. And 4 other kills down on the top side of the map. Matt Apex looking to aggress on the Ganja again, but will walk away with the worst half of the trade due to the creep wave.
He does have Ignite though. This is definitely a kill angle at level 6. He'll have the stat advantage here. He's trimming the wave. He's going to push it. He's going to hard shove it in. So yeah, this Garen not yet level 6. So ultimate advantage topside.
Facing a significant CS disadvantage with Whisper behind Mad Apex too. He could be going in for this fight. Ignite goes down on Garen to drop him low. Garen still does not have 6, as you mentioned.
And
Let's see how close.
that is going to stop his passive from proccing for quite a while. So he's still fairly low as this wave crashes into tower. But Whisper decides he doesn't want to go for the dive onto Garen, who is level 6 is imminent, and so he will start on the Void Grubs. Boxy is here, but Clone is not in a position, and it's a solo kill topside as Matt picks up another kill, and Ganja drops, and now the rest of Gets on base. They are going to force this fight. It's going to be a 2 versus 3 topside. Smite coming down. That's already
they're really,
too
I don't think,
secured.
trying to find the fight.
Whisper lands the Twisted Root onto Boxy. Boxy does smite one away, and then he'll try and get out. Looks like he might be able to get out here. So Gets on base with a bit of a
deciding to save the
mission.
shockwave. I don't know why he didn't go for the kill on a Boxy. Boxy's still level 5 with his jungler full HP. Off with 2 kills up, a surprisingly reserved fight there, deciding that they're happy with just taking 1, holding that shockwave perhaps for the dragon.
Yeah, it could
Ganja
be.
Green's
They're up
picking up
more than
Berserker
3k
Greaves.
gold already, so yeah, maybe he wanted to find more, and he knew they already had the team fight in the 2v3. Not sure.
Yeah, perhaps so. Perhaps a missed opportunity. I'm a little concerned about Ganja Green picking up Berserker Greaves. I know it's a standard Garen item, but it's not going to make this lane phase any easier for him, and he needs to get this wave shoved in before Matt gets back. He's deciding to take his time. I don't dislike the angles that we've been looking for on Gets on base. Of course, some solo
just
kills
missing
topside,
out
but
on
unfortunate.
a lot of the small micro interactions, and Ganja doing a good job to try and get this shoved in, but Matt holding it right before tower, and this is going to cancel out a lot. He could have frozen the wave there, he elected not to, and so Ganja will be able to probably shove this in. I don't know, it's kind of in a weird spot here for top side.
Hope is under kill pressure right now in the mid lane. One more Q from Clone would put him in kill range, but will also put Clone at not quite enough mana to make it happen. Boxy with a questionable recall position in the middle of the river, which will find him out. What do we need? Let's talk about what Gets in base needs to do right now, because this could be useful analysis for anybody else later in the season.
They need to get to their item breakpoints. Like Vygar definitely needs to start stacking. Remember, this Vygar is going to perma stack. And so the scaling is on the side of Vygar and
oh my god, so close top. Mad Apex will walk away. 50 HP at the end of Ganja Green's ultimate. Ganja Green still has
Basuni Doll engaging onto Gator though, and Gator will drop. Riz deciding that it's time to all out, but Bassoon has the backup of his team, and League of Liquor will secure the double kill for their AD carry. This is a huge push here, as they will be able to get either plates or dragon. They get their pick of what they desire. League of Liquor looking dominant here early on in game 1.
Yep, deciding to set themselves up for stacking dragons. This is 9 minutes in, so not the fastest dragon in the world, but with a Maokai, Seraphine, Ashe, they're also not the fastest take in the world. I think, as you mentioned, they had their pick of the litter, what objective they wanted to take. An engaged topside from Mad Apex on a Ganja Green will drop Flash Ignite again. I think even this next spear won't take it, even if it hits. But he is looking for blood in the topside. Mad Apex pushed off of his Scion, pushed off of his Alawi, but still falling back on a Pantheon and finding success in another game.
Yeah, so we were talking about what they need. Lost Chapter and Boots are picked up for Veigar, but really he needs to get to his full first item, if not his second item, and they just need to buy as much time for their scaling picks before they take any more of these big fights. They're already down 4k gold. Matt potentially too far out here, as Boxy and Ganja are going to be looking to clear this out. It looks like the Garen ulti should come through. He elects not to ult actually, so he's going to save ult, and they get the shutdown
ult not
kill.
Available still, but they will run him down, and
Wave
is dying into the tower.
I want to get some votes in chat. Was that a good death? Let me know in chat if you think that was a good death.
I was going to say the same thing. I love it.
Boxy here. Now, Whisper and Hope covering topside after that loss of pressure. They still feel confident to walk in, even though
Foxy
Ganja
has
has the
ultimate. Good
advantage.
engage on the
Looks
Hope.
like Clone will get a box down here, and Whisper is in the box. The stun up comes through, and Ganja has ulti, remember, but a beautiful
Arrow.
ultimate lands another. Boxy lands another Sejuani ice brick. And so they're gonna, both junglers extraordinarily low, blinking health bars. They will get away. Clone flashes forward, and the ultimate goes down, but the Q misses. It's not enough damage, so Whisper gets away despite the Veigar flash. And Matt Apex is here topside now, so it looks like League of Liquor will win just based on health. They'll get the second set of Void Grubs.
Yeah, I think as you mentioned, really need those item breakpoints to come across for gets on base before they can have a comfortable time. I like the angle to go for the numbers advantage and take the fight, but I think the target selection might have been a bit questionable. Boxy
Gator lands a hook here onto
throw
Bassoon. Bassoon could go down. They're flashing forward, and Riz hits the ulti. It's a big shutdown going over. Can they continue the fight? They decide to back up, but that's a nice 2v2 kill. And Gator landing the snipe down. Clone is in trouble here as Whisper will run at him. He did have flash, and Clone didn't, but he chooses not to. I think that could have been a flash twisted root angle.
Yeah, I think there is an option to look for it. Hope still has Shockwave available. Clone trying his best to scale up into this lane. Stacking his Q, he's currently sitting at 96 with 12 minutes into the game. Ganja Green fighting back against Matt Apex. They're both on about half HP. Ganja wanting to utilize his passive.
Yeah,
nice play bot lane from Riz and Gator Kai to pick up one. Brings.
I mean, huge.
Gets on base at 2 and 9.
It's huge because if you look at the itemization, he actually, because of the shutdown, he gets his Kraken buy in. And so
that's a good point.
Yeah,
absolutely massive to get that break point.
Bassoon just sitting here on boots and a Noon Quiver with a recurve bow, so doesn't have his full first item yet, and this is a big advantage at the moment. We'll see if they're able to take use of it. It looks like the ultimate cooldowns they're still about 20-30 seconds away from coming back up off cooldown. So can the bot lane find another angle? Whisper is topside, so he's not hovering for his bot lane, and this absolutely could be an advantage that Gets on Base can use to crawl back into this game. The gold lead stagnating here, basically from the 7th minute to the 13th and a half minute here at 4K gold. If we look at the player-by-player gold lead, even in the bot side.
Very patient on the bot side of mid, looking for an engage onto Hope. He does not have flash, but he's got his ultimate available. He's walking out.
Oh, and the ulti just misses mid. Good call there. And Matt is here, actually, so he's going to be ulting in. Let's see where it takes him. Clone is able to get out just in time.
It'll take him to a land of dreams, but he will not find reality. Whisper moving into the top side with Matt Apex. The Ganja Green could be caught out here.
Yeah, Ganja's definitely in trouble, or is it Whisper? There's no Pantheon ultimate, so gets a little trade down. A stun is going to come through, and a lot of CC coming out, but not enough damage to quite burn down as Ganja is going to get away alive. Clone is extraordinarily low, though. They could just turn this onto Clone, and Hope could find them on the side. He's just a bit too late and on a ward. So League of Liquor able to push off Gets on Base, but no kills going over.
I think Ganja decided to engage, thinking it was only Whisper. Will find Matt Apex and then call for backup. Finding a 2v3, but Hope teleports mid, and Ganja and Clone are forced to back away, low HP. I like that they went for it, but I'm also very glad that they didn't continue bleeding. They really need to keep this game stable for themselves.
They're setting up a play here. Gets on Base is going for the play onto Bassoon and Boxy wanted it, but they elected to back up. They had already used the Nautilus ultimate to no avail, so they didn't think that with the hook they could get it. Whisper flash Twisted Root forward, and they burned down this Veigar. Instantly brought down. What do you think about this Veigar build? Wait, they took the Herald, but they didn't claim it. They messed up.
God,
they did not take the Herald, and so
Ganja Green will get this scuttle for the fun of it while he defends. 3 bot side looking for an engagement.
Bassoon is going to ghost out as Gator misses the hook. Matt is here, though. This is a 4v3. They need to try and get out if they can. Hope is waiting for the shockwave on the other side. He just is going to settle for an assist as Gator and Boxy will both drop for Gets on Base. So a couple counter kills, but Whisper is probably going to be realizing right now that they probably should have grabbed that Herald, and this is definitely a facepalm moment.
Yeah, 5,000 gold advantage now at 16 minutes into the game. There's 5 bot sides, so Ganja's going to get some private time in the top lane. Hope pushing in mid. Let's take a look at the autumn breakpoints. You asked me about this Vygar build. We've rushed cooldown boots into Malignance. You get a lot of CDR, and this is like a hard scaling build, but not, I feel, a high power build. You're going to get more Vygar ultimates off, but the damage is not that great. It's really just for the ability haste, and so you better be throwing out a lot of ultimates to make this worth it.
True. And yeah, in chat we've got the leaving the Herald as an Oasis oopsie. So I guess maybe all of our oopsies this season will be sponsored by Oasis. That's a so that's good. I like that.
Yeah, this is an Oasis oopsie doopsie. Boxy could look for a gank on a mat here as he clears his Gromp. But
yeah,
there is
both junglers looking cross map. Whispers.
He's not spotted
Whispers
yet.
hidden. Yeah, both of them are hidden here. Boxy's definitely on this ward, and Clone is as well. So this play will be sussed out.
Show up now.
And meanwhile, what are they giving up? They're just giving up more mid pressure, and Hope is just going to take this mid tower right in Clone's face. So a good play here. Whisper is bot side though, as the charm lands onto Riz, and Basud and Dahl are going to chunk down
Engage mid.
Riz. It's already 1 versus 3. If we look, well, we'll watch this fight first, as Gator is going to get burnt down. So his kills across the map. And Clone went down there as well. It looks like there's a shockwave into Pantheon ultimate, or the other way around. And
Pantheon ultimate forward and the Hope's follow up, and Clone drops down. Boxy and Ganja Green looking to engage onto Hope. Shockwave is down. Flash is coming up soon, but Hope should drop here.
And that's a pretty big shutdown. Ganja starting 0-3, picking up 2 back-to-back kills here, really solidifying and stabilizing, trying to find angles in for his team. Boxy, this is not your jungle. Dahl, Bassoon, and Whisper all have something to say about it as the Maokai ulti comes through, but Ganja is trying to escort him out. He's not able to. Riz is going to flash in the backside, finds one as the shutdown.
Huge play for Riz.
It's a triple kill for Riz and gets on base.
Enormous.
That is the angle that they need.
Oh my god, Riz really pulling out the showstopper there, finding a triple kill onto Felios. After an 800 gold shutdown in the mid lane and Riz's triple kill, let's take a look at the gold lead. It is, unfortunately, still about the same as it was at 16 minutes, but keeping from building that lead when they're losing all across the map is huge. Ganja Green stopping Mad Apex back, trying to take a fight.
Yeah, he's taking this fight, but I don't think he wins this fight. There's no ulti on the Garen, and one more W will be the kill. He's not quite in range for the stun, and so gets on base, will be able to take their first tower of the match here, bot side, and it's an objective bounty, so that starts to try and equal that gold lead out. It's only 5k now, where it was 6k just a moment before.
Yep, 8,000 gold onto Riz. He is almost exactly even with Bassoon on the Ashe, even though 2 more kills and 3 assists on Ashe. The shutdowns really haven't, and bounties really having a big effect on the game. But not quite enough at the moment. League of Liquor still comfortably in the driver's seat. Should be looking to take the next dragon, take Barons. It's going to be very difficult for Gets on Base to contest these fights effectively.
Yeah, so it is nearly even in bot, but mid is roughly 2,000 in advantage for Hope. So a big gold lead here. It does look like Gets on Base is setting up here for the dragon. They've already got one, so will they elect to take this fight when they're down 5.5k gold? It could be.
Yeah, League of Liquor not at this dragon yet, but dragon also not that close to spawning for bot to prepare for it. They have all the vision control they could want, but no more left in inventory. Gator Kai will have to defend these wards with his life.
Yeah, they're looking for a hook here. This could be a good angle, and Gator should be able to find. The hawk shot comes through. It susses, Gets on Base out. Great play from Bassoon. Good heads up play. So they're going to start it on spawn. We will have a fight here as ultimates are going down. There's the arrow. It lands in an instant cleanse from Riz. Gator is trying to buy time, but Matt just dives into the backline and murders Clone. Whisper finding the dragon. Matt finding multiple kills on the backside of the fight. And all of Gets on Base is burnt down. Boxy's left alive, but the rest of his team is nowhere to be seen as League of Liquor will run this Sejuani down. It's a 5-for-1 ace. And League of Liquor
hangs onto the Baron.
Yeah,
Mad Apex will drop and trade, but that's Dragon and Ace as a League of Liquor marches towards the Baron. 10 seconds on the enemy team, and they should be able to take this Baron relatively safely. They're definitely not going to get low, but it's not going to be the fastest.
Jason, I think that's exactly the type of fight that League of Liquor wants to take. The Ash Arrow into Pantheon ulti, that's a great angle for them. And then they also peeled for their carries really beautifully. Hope and Doll finding nice crowd control. Bassoon putting out consistent damage throughout that fight. And then, Matt able to just skirmish on the backside. I think they played their composition pretty much to a T there, and they walk away with a huge teamfight win and the Dragon and the Baron.
Yeah, I think that's one of the strengths of this composition. The only answer to Ash Seraphine is hard bursting down your target, or else they're going to be slippery, more slippery than you anticipated. And League of Liquor's draft is very much just sit in a death ball for the group of 4, and then Mad Apex is just his job is to ult onto Clone and jump him or Riz and do as much damage as physically possible. We saw that last fight. That's as you mentioned, that's their game plan entirely, and they found it. Gets on Base needs to play around the high cooldowns of this Vygar. They need to play around the box, and they need to get Riz set up with the right guns to deal as much damage as possible. This game is now turned into a 200 years for Aphelios and Vygar. That's the only way back into this for Gets on Base.
Yeah, and we were talking about item breakpoints. We do have Collector coming in as the second item on Aphelios, but there's still not a second item for this Vygar. So definitely difficult and gold starved. This Vygar trying to pick up gold here in the bot lane. He's a level down to this Pantheon. This Pantheon has 6 kills. I'm not sure this Vygar is safe down here. Matt might put that to the test in a few short seconds. And he will dive in under tower. He goes for the all-in. The stun comes through, but a lot of traded damage comes out. The shutdown is going to go over to Aphelios, though. That's probably right when Clone needed that gold most. But they do capitalize on the
He may need it, but it needs to go on to Riz. At least Clone can take solace in knowing that he gets the same amount of AP from that, whether it's a kill or an assist. Vygar is happy with the takedown. That's 10 AP in his pocket.
So Baron here should stall out. They weren't able to get any towers. Matt will come up in 15 seconds here. But the 1-3-1 proving to be a difficulty in the LCC. More or less an overextension every single time we've seen it. It is very traditional to see in pro play, but to be honest, this is anything but pro play, and so we're seeing good death. That's the vote in chat coming in. What do you think, Jason? Good death?
Solid. Solid death. Well done, Matt. He's coming out to the top side. This looks like we're going to set up for a 1-3-1 with the roaming Whisper and the jungle. And again, Gets on Base just needs to keep trying to stabilize. I think Ganja Green's done a great job since his 0-3 start to end up where he is, but he's still not catching up to Mad Apex. They're looking stronger on these rotations.
Gator could find a hook here. This could be a good angle, but Whisper is there, so he might elect not to. Whisper's going to see this. Hope trying to push in here, but Baron runs out, and so no additional towers taken. Just too much time lost with the Pantheon going down, so a great Baron stall here. And it is roughly an 8k gold lead, or 8.5k gold lead.
Ooh,
but
arrow comes across. Gator Kai will dodge back. It's pretty massive for Gets on Base that they managed to pick up one of these dragons. Two dragon stacks onto League of Liquor. And so this next dragon spawning in about 45 seconds, there is an opportunity for Gets on Base to delay this game later. And if they keep playing themselves, playing it carefully, dropping their wards out, Gator Kai is making sure to walk through in clear vision. They have a real opportunity to hold this game, but they need to be playing around the cooldowns of the box and the Gator hooks. And Ganja Green just needs to kind of do the same thing Mad Apex is doing, just cause disruption in the enemy backline as much as he can, whether it's from a flank or just like running back and forth. But this gold lead is huge. It's an 8.6, 8,000 gold lead.
I think this is a team fight that Gets on Base does not want. But League of Liquor is fully here and set up. Matt is going to look for Clone on the side. Decides not to shockwave there, but landing a good bit, and that's going to chunk him down to half damage. It looks like Matt is going to ult into the backline and then flash over the pit instantly. Boxy is in the pit, and he steals the dragon. Beautiful steal here. Riz is going to flash in, or blast cone in and burn. Bassoon chunking massive Q damage from Ash over the wall. The shockwave lands down to 2. Oh, no. That's another one down. So it's 3 for 2 so far. Hope on the advance as trying to chase down Boxy, punish him for stealing his dragon, but he definitely is able to get out of this. So a good steal, and that further delays the end of the game here. A stun here from Clone,
but his ult's not available. Yep. I mean, why take Malignance if it doesn't give you an ult there? But even though League of Liquor comes out ahead on that fight in terms of the kills, and they get the push off the back end, I really think that's a one fight effectively for for Gets on Base.
Yeah, to be down 8k and only lose the fight 3-2.
They come out of the game 7k behind. Yep. They got it 1,000 gold net in that fight.
It's good. So there are two shutdowns on the side of League of Liquor, but the big one, of course, is on Bassoon here. 10, 2, and 6 on the Ashe at this point in the game. Having a pretty good performance. Definitely looking more stable in this 80 carry game than he did in his first debut week 1. Yeah, what do you think so far about the rookies? Gator, yeah, this is his first match we've seen. Is he doing what Nautilus wants to do?
I think he's finding hooks, but he's struggling to play from behind. I think they went into some good fights for them in the bot lane, but didn't account for Whisper being nearby and were pushed back. But otherwise, I think Gator Kai's doing a good job getting his vision set up and not getting caught out trying to clear and
we'll see
set
if he
for
can
himself.
find the engage here, as this is for roaming topside. Clone is late on the roam, so he's coming up as fast as he can, but Matt might be able to find him on the pick in mid lane.
He does not want this fight, but Matt will back away knowing that
Clone can't safely walk here, so Boxy's going to need to be back here. Gotcha did flash.
Just flash forced out top by a Seraphine and Hope combo. He doesn't lose much HP, but doesn't want to get picked out near the dragon. I respect the safety flash. Clone really wants to get level 16 before this fight. It will reduce the cooldown of his ultimate even further, increase the AP ratio. Oh, as that arrow goes down towards Clone.
It does miss. Let's see if Gator is able to land a hook. The Gator just misses the hook, and so a lot of the CC is going to not land. Dahl chunked low here as Clone uses the box and the W. So both supports being chunked fairly low already.
Riz trying to find some fight onto Whisper so they could chase, but he will also be able to walk away in the end.
Yeah, I want this Aphelios with the team, though. He's not here as the team fight starts, and Matt is on the side looking for the play. A nice play from Riz, but Hope instantly shockwave nukes him, and League of Liquor, look at them peel back.
Clone's alive being chased by Apex.
They're going to stay together and keep their carries alive, and that's what they need to do to win this team fight. A nice kill from Clone, but it's all that he can muster is one as the rest of League of Liquor run him down. It's 4 for 1, and League of Liquor sweep through that fight.
Yeah, a bit of a whoopsie daisy there from Hope and the bot lane walking into the cage. It will drop down Hope, otherwise this would have been a clean fight for them. This current score line 11-28. League of Liquor taking up the Baron and Gets on Base. Their game plan is still the same: delay the game as much as physically possible. Clone needs to get this death cap on deck, and Matt could be caught out here. I think he's just gonna be able to run out, especially with Bassoon's arrow.
Fast, so should be able to get away.
We'll use the empowered shield to run.
I guess we'll see. There's still more levels coming in. This is Malignance into Ludens, right? That's what that is? Yeah.
Yeah. Malignance into Ludens into Deathcap. This is a build with the goal of scaling through stacking as much Q passive stacks as possible. He's sitting on 273. That's decent for this point in the game, but it's not. I find a hard time justifying Malignance on Vigar. I'm fairly opinionated on the matter, and that's how I feel. But I do think Gets on Base has opportunities. That last fight had some places to look that looked promising. Riz finding a huge ultimate for himself, but unable to survive the follow-up from Hope with the Shockwave, instantly bursting him out. But let's get ready for this fight. I think it's about to go down.
Yeah, I really want to see Riz play with this team here, as Boxy and Gator will be looking to front to back, and Riz needs to be in the back of the fight, not the side of it. But League of Liquor with the ability to just push in here, and they don't have any good vision, and Matt is going to be taking their mid inhib, so Ganja is going to be called off to pull off, and they pull the Dragon out. There's no good way for Gets on Base into this team fight. It looks like they might just be conceding. Boxy dives in at the last second. Arrow's going to land onto him, and he's just going to burn down as the charm hits. Good damage coming out from Riz.
Huge damage out of Riz.
They could look to go further, but Matt wins the 1v1, and so
They
Clone
will,
has
I
to
think.
go back. Ganja's dead, so that's already 2 dead. They're going to look to pinch here. I think Matt should look for Riz and Gator, but
They need to run.
yeah, he teams up.
Oh my God.
Gator
A
missing
brave hook forward from
what could have
Gator.
been a deadly hook. A beautiful root from Dahl on the Seraphine. And the flash stun forward, they are going to look for the all-in here. There's Shockwave, but it's still held. And yeah, League of Liquor.
Ultimate forward onto the fountain.
He's
Ooh,
gonna
Clone be taken
snipe
out.
Clone. That was pretty memey, I gotta say. Gator just missing a hook here onto Matt. I think this Nautilus from behind is so tough, because even if you land these hooks, do you really want to take them? But of course they have to try here. Ganja's going to walk forward. The double root is going to land, but the rest of League of Liquor might just turn around and take this fight. Twisted Advance onto Gator as Whisper and the rest of League of Liquor look to push into the base. This could be the end angle that they wanted. It looks like they're very indecisive on what to do next. I think when you're this indecisive, you can always just take a second inhib. They do have top, but it looks like they'll go for the game. The flash in onto Riz. They commit the Shockwave as well, and Ganja is able to get a big shutdown onto Bassoon, but the rest of his base is being torn apart. Dahl left to fend for herself as Hope, Matt, and Whisper all ignore Ganja. They finally turn towards him, and the rest of Gets on Base will burn down. League of Liquor secures Game 1.